What's up, everybody?
Hey there.
Yeah,
we got a crew on today.
We do.
Glad you joined in. If you're looking on my Facebook, I just screwed up the post, but I'll fix it once we start in. But we want to thank our sponsor, Covenant Coffee, who delivers a hope in a cup.
There you go.
Randy Martin. They got some big announcements coming up, but they
is that the ASMR for Covenant Company?
Yeah. And
there we go.
And I think that they do an amazing job with emancipated foster kids. So, Randy, thank you for sponsoring our show. We're at Relevant Rants because we're going to rant today, and got a little fun stuff we're going to do today. So I think we're going to jump right into it. What's going to happen here? We're going to play a little game with Mike and Scott.
You did a good job letting me do the intro there, by the way. You said, Mike, you got it, and then you took it right away.
I did.
I'm just the observer here.
Mike, that's our
you ever heard that song? I was singing in my head as we came in. It's Eminem. Look who's back. Look who's back. That's me right here.
Yeah, Mike.
There you go.
Mike goes MIA on this.
Well, someone's got to go make money, you know.
Yeah, well, we just
pay the bills, so y'all.
Well, we just want to get paid.
Well, I'm in here 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, you are. Scott never thought about doing it, but he's been our producer. He's been a guest and a host, and so we're going to jump right in and have some fun today. We're going to bring in let me introduce it. We have a video of the difference between the way Canadian police handle theft and the way American police handle crime. So let me set this up, because what the Canadian guy is talking about in the beginning is if you don't want your car stolen, you should leave
your house broken into.
Yeah, if you don't want your house broken into, leave your car fob on the front door so that you don't have to break in.
Gee whiz.
So let's play it.
Here we go.
Attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door.
If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday. And if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
So
you probably save taxpayers a ton of money.
So, Mike, you got a minute to comment on that.
All right. So first of all, I think he's right. You shoot him, you're going to save the taxpayers a ton of money. But I was watching a video from Stephen Davis the other day. It was just a clip that he cut out from someone else. But it's this girl on TikTok or whatever. She was talking about basically more or less, hey, I was in the store the other day and there was a price tag on the thing. But, that's just a suggestion. If you want to pay, you don't have to pay. You can just take it. And so this is the mentality that we're facing today is people, like, they're so far gone, so idiotic in thinking that they're like, we don't have to pay for stuff, we can take it if we want. Yeah, well, that's why everybody has to pay more money for it, because you guys are just taking crap, or not you guys, probably none of you guys watching this, but people are just taking crap and expecting the rest of us to pay a higher price for the rest of it.
Mike, you did an amazing
job. Wow, look at that, 54 seconds.
Yeah, so I guess.
Am I going to reset this for me?
Reset it. There you go, Scott.
Well, it's what you were saying. It's people who feel entitled to other people's things. But the idea is, one of the main things we're supposed to be paying government to do, one of their main jobs, is to protect you and protect your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and your life. And for those of you who may not know, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness is what they put on there. What they originally wanted to put on there was life, liberty, and property. Like that was originally what was wanted to be on there, because that's what part of what government's supposed to do is help you protect your property and give you the tools you need to they police and have that. And so for a government agency to be like, you know what, property is no longer a big deal, just let it go. It's for the good of society instead of the good of the individual. And I'm always going to come back to that is, real liberty and real freedom is keeping the good of the individual above the good of society.
I like that. You both did a great job. So we're going to the next one. Yeah, we're going to go to the next one, and this is an obvious one. It's outside a nightclub in Tokyo.
All right, here we go.
And they're helping you out because they're letting you know how many girls and boys are inside. And as they do that, I think they're helping the guys out this one because there's more guys than girls than this one. And I think they're using the equipment that you were originally given, Mike Harvey. So what do you have to say?
Oh, you want? Why don't you go to Scott first? Because this,
Scott.
I went first last time.
Passing. He's
All right,
passing.
okay, so that takes away some of my time too. There we go. No, I mean, it's one of those, like, how do you know how they're judging it is the question. I mean, you gotta just take it on face value. But it's kind of like when you go to the
you'll know when you know.
You'll know, But it's kind of like when you go to those parking garages, like in Vegas or Los Angeles, when you're pulling in, it shows how many parking spots are available, and you know which row to go to. This allows you to just go from bar to bar and be like, nope, the ratio's not right. Let's go to the next one.
The thing I thought is you could end up with the real heavy on the one direction if you go into a lesbian bar. What happened there? Is that it, Scott?
Yeah, that's it.
Mike, you get some of his time. How about
Okay,
that?
all right. So I saw this and I was first of all I was confused on what it even was, but I know I've never been one to go to bars, and I actually just had a conversation about this the other day. But
Just a minute right now, Mike.
Okay, but
that was introduction.
But I've never been one to go to bars, but I know, like, I've had friends that have or whatever, and they'll talk about, oh, I don't want to go to a bar where it's just a sausage fest, because but this is interesting that they're putting the numbers. So what is the purpose for them to be doing that? And it's I had a conversation going over to Vegas the other day about how, like, dating now, and I was talking to Josh about this, by the way, your boy, the other day. Dating is so much more difficult now than it was like when we were all growing up, because like the expectations of society, like everybody was self-centered back then, but I think people are like even way more self-centered now, and then they're like in the screens, so like they're just engulfed in their own little worlds.
I like that. Well, Mike and Scott, you both did a great job. And so as we go back to reset, let's pull up the next one. I was in LA last week, and I was amazed at the gas prices. And I was really amazed at diesel, $5.50 or $5.49 in all. You round up, it's $5.50.
Yeah.
These were the gas prices in LA, and last week that's Hollywood Boulevard, not Hollywood, that's Highland Boulevard right there.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say, Mike, just looking at the gas prices there coming back from Vegas and seeing the state line?
Well, first of all, you said you round up, and I think that's what the Governor Newsom keeps doing, is keeps rounding up, and it just keeps going up and up. But the other day, well, let's see, where I was coming back from somewhere. It's when I was coming back from Emerge Men's Retreat. You guys can check out Emerge Conference. Anyway, I paid $6.29. I only got 3 gallons because I'm going to go to a cheaper gas station, but I paid $6.29 for gasoline over there.
Where are we at?
I think it was Alpine, California. It's like somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
It's still California.
Yeah, right. But when we were coming back from Vegas, we're like, hey, we got to stop at State Line, and it's still, those prices over there, it's not cheap, but it's cheaper than once you cross the border. So we filled up at State Line, and then we came home. So yeah.
Well, Scott, he gave you some time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially you're talking about the diesel prices, and diesel is a process that you get. It's like you said, we were talking earlier. It's like junk. Yeah, it's not leftover. It's earlier in the process of refining, so it doesn't take as much. So it should be cheaper, but the fact that it's more expensive is just showing that we're just not, since you're not producing as much gasoline as because you're not refining as much and all that stuff. But it's just half of that. I'm exaggerating, but probably a good $1.50 to $2 of that price is just because we're in California, just because of California taxes.
Well, somehow the liberals are blaming that on Trump still.
Yeah,
but Mike took his time.
That's fine.
but there again, if we're talking inflation or Bidenomics, that has to be figured in a lot, because diesels carry all the goods.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just go on the road and look at the diesels. I mean, you get stuck in traffic in LA.
And at a certain point, nobody's going to want to deliver to California.
Yeah,
everyone's pulling out of California. I've talked to so many business owners. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who he has a company in Nashville. You'll get to meet him, Tom. But
you're using your time.
I'm just taking my time. It's fine.
Okay.
He has a company in Nashville, and he used to do some business in California. We used to do some work for him, and he's like, I pulled out everything out of California. I don't want nothing to do with California. But even like all of the insurance companies, all of everybody just bailing out because they don't want nothing to do with us.
It is. So here we're coming up on something very, very current. I'm going to let you have some of your time that you just took, Mike. So New York protesters, the anti-Israel protesters at New York University admit they have no idea what they're protesting, and one of them said, "I wish I was more educated." Michael.
So I think we have another clip in this. If not, I know I saw one earlier this week, but there.
Pull that down.
CNN was talking about, we have no paid protesters, and then they're like, oh well, we do, and it just whatever's convenient for the narrative that they're trying to tell at the moment.
Yeah.
But the reality is they're trying to incite dissension basically, and I saw a post, I think it was Dan Crenshaw or something, that was talking about, because they're raising the Palestinian flag on American soil. That gets me riled up. I know some other good friends of mine that would go to war over that. But
Mike, you went into the penalty zone.
let me finish my statement.
Okay.
But Dan Crenshaw said,
You lose.
if those people that are raising another country's flag, just send them on a one-way trip to that country, whichever flag they're raising.
Well, I was really proud of the New York Police Department that tore down the Palestinian flag that they had raised up and then purposely raised the American flag. And the governor of New York City said that will not happen in New York. And so,
whose time are you using, Tom?
You started it, Mike.
Well, I mean, there's a great scene in a Bruce Lee movie where the guy says, "I've sworn to come. You insulted my family, and I've sworn to kill you." Bruce Lee's like, "Swearing is easy, right? Swearing is easy. You got to actually do it." I look at these protesters, and protesting is easy.
Yeah.
Protesting doesn't, it's easy to say I'm doing something and they're out there and I'm making a difference. But obviously, a lot of these people don't even know what they're protesting. They're just out there protesting because it's the thing to do. I'm going to get headlines. I'm going to be part of something big. I get to be part of history. I get to, all this stuff. But really, they don't know exactly what they're protesting or what's going on. But you'll notice a lot of times it's younger people who don't have experience, who don't have a whole lot of experience and wisdom and knowledge, and protesting is easy. Let's just go out and protest because we're making a difference and I don't know, I'm making a difference, and you got to get educated.
Well, the girl we did a show last week, she got suspended from Columbia. So apparently she didn't know what she was doing.
So I was in let me add on to this, Tom.
Okay.
I was in an I'm in the penalty zone. It's all right. It's my show. But
I don't know how it's your show.
I was in an Uber a couple days ago, and the lady basically said, "Hey, if there's a protest, I'm going to join. I don't care what it's for." And that's the mentality. It's like they don't even know what it's for. And then she also said, "Hey, do you guys have a cigarette?" I quit smoking, but I just wanted to see if you had one. Like, why are you asking? And then she was shaking really loud. So
I like it. Well, we pretty much kept to our thing. So Scott is the winner of that. So I think Mike, I could have predicted that no matter what. So I brought in a video that we'll just talk about because I love it when we can, and Mike knows me. I do like to use some of the Communist News Network and some of the.
Are we skipping this one?
Which one's that?
Tennessee.
Oh, let's just talk about that one. I'm wearing a Tennessee shirt today because I'll be moving there in about 29 days. But let's go put it up.
Yeah,
I thought this was pretty cool. The Tennessee governor signs a bill requiring public schools to show development of preborn babies. And the complaint is from the left is, well, the teachers may influence this. And we're going, yeah, just like you guys on the gender stuff.
I'm sorry, you're worried that we're going to teach science?
Yeah, like when it happens, we're just going to balance the scales out. So I love the state of Tennessee who come out. They're now allowing teachers to carry guns in school. I think that is a fantastic idea. If you're going to stop it at the source. And teachers, they have to have background checks. They have all that before. Yeah. And if they're carrying a gun, you're living in an open carry state. So I don't like.
I mean, you protect what you value.
Yeah. The only thing I will say about that is, I would expect them to have it on their person at all times.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So there again, Tennessee, good job for you. I think you're at least putting some common sense into some of this. So as we show this poll that's done by MSNBC, they come up with a couple things that were very glaring now that we're into the fourth term of Joe Biden. So
at these numbers, Trump advantages on all of these traits.
And I stop here because competent and effective, that was President Biden's, the crux of his campaign pitch back in 2020.
And we actually polled this question in 2020, and it was basically the exact opposite. It was Biden with about a 10-point advantage over Trump. And again, same with handling a crisis. Biden had the edge over Trump. And how about this? It's the former president, the current president. We don't really see matchups like this. Well, now we can measure it. Who has the strong record as president? And again, Trump outpacing Biden on that front. And again, you got to mention this one too, necessary mental and physical health. We asked this 4 years ago. It was a wash. It's now a clear liability for Joe Biden. So these are all troubling numbers for Biden.
So is that an advertisement for Trump?
I think there's a couple things that I would comment on this. So
Go ahead.
to
No clock.
No clock. We're not playing the game.
So to play the devil's advocate here, I think a big part of this is like you look at whoever's in office, people just want change, right? Like people are just sick of the status quo. Because
that does carry weight.
Yeah. So well, most of you guys that are watching this probably know what side I want to land on. Very clearly, hey, Trump's winning now that Biden's in office. Well, it's very obvious that Biden's incompetent, but Biden was ahead when Trump was in office. Well, there was a lot of people that were upset at Trump too about some certain stuff.
It was his tweets.
And I would say Trump.
And there were people who were genuinely concerned about whether, because of his weight issues and health issues, if he was actually healthy enough to be president.
But Trump's an a-hole. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I think you can, regardless of what side of the argument you want to make, you can say that things were better prior to 2020.
Well, we weren't in any wars.
We weren't in any wars. The economy was doing great. Gas prices were doing great.
Yeah.
Business, I can personally say that business was doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
So and now everything's kind of flipped on its head. So you say, well, that's just lagging effects from Trump because Scott, that's what they say. And they're like, oh, everything good is Biden and everything bad is still Trump, regardless of who's in office. Well, okay,
everybody plays that game,
right? Everyone plays that game, but you can look at how things were 4 years ago, and you can look at how things are today. And if you can't say that they were better 4 years ago, then you're insane.
Right. It's just crazy. Like when you look at it, hey, one of the things I'm curious about, how if Trump is running and if Trump wins, will this be the first time that someone was president, then not president, then president again?
It's the second time.
Second time?
I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me on that or blast me.
I don't know.
If you want to blast us, we love
it's probably the first time in any of our lifetimes, even including Tom.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Hey, you guys know I said I went to school when the dinosaurs rolled.
Yeah, you drive a dinosaur to school, right?
Red Flintstone.
There you go.
That was my car.
What's really funny is that I remember 4 years ago, people were already saying these things about Biden, and it's like, at what point I told you so. I saw a quote by Kevin Sorbo, the actor. Who does I don't know if you saw that quote. Where he says, "From now on, I want to be identified. I no longer want to be identified as a conspiracy theorist. You can just call me the person who knew already."
Yeah.
I knew this already.
I can't
remember the exact quote. But basically, you don't get to call me a conspiracy theorist anymore. You get to call me the person who already knew this was happening.
Well, I think this is one of those cases where you
desperately, I was right all along. That's what it was.
Where you desperately don't want to be able to say "I told you so."
Well, you have this Seneca announcement this week that came out and said that the studies show that their vaccine, I think they said, causes blood clots in some individuals. So you start to hear.
We said that 4 or 5 years ago too.
Yeah, it was already said thing, and now they're coming out because. And where is Fauci?
Yeah,
I've been on the TV like 5 or 6 times a day, and now it's like
some have theorized that he's been Hillary Clinton. I mean Jeffrey Epstein. Suicided.
Oh my gosh! like 2 of the Boeing whistleblowers.
Right.
I saw that.
Or the Wuhan guy.
Yeah,
that was the first one to discover COVID. He mysteriously died. So hey, Mike, what did you bring us today?
Well, we have this one. Do you want to run that one? The protesters.
Yeah.
Here. This is a video clip, Mike, that you were talking about.
and they do come from other countries, and they are paid.
I should note that we have not seen any evidence that protesters are being paid to be on these campuses.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams said today that the NYPD has been able to gather intelligence that some of the people on Columbia's campus, in the Hamilton building, for example, were not students, but actually professional agitators.
And see that right there? That right there is exactly why people are turning off CNN, the crooked news.
Crooked. I got a new acronym, Mike.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting, and I have mixed feelings about this. But they said, didn't they say like New York City's been able to gather intelligence? I find that a little far fetched, but
that's reaching.
You're good today, Mike. Those are good liners. I love that stuff. Well, we just got to say it. If you think, even when Soros came out and said he's paying for the stuff. I don't know if he's getting so old he's senile, but he's saying it. And then
spending too much time with Crooked Joe.
Well, then you think about his son who says, "Hey, I'm more liberal than my dad."
Wow.
And he's going to have all dad's money soon.
Did you see the song I sent you, Afro Man? Oh, I got to show it to you.
So where are all the rich conservatives to pay us to do this stuff? I mean, that seems like a good way to make money, right? Where are all the rich conservatives to hire? Yeah,
you can advertise on our show. And
there you go.
We're saying it already.
Hey, wasn't that a great segue?
well, I think Scott, feel free to shoot this down because I know you will. But I think conservatives have better things to do with their time. They have jobs.
I can't shoot that one down. I'm afraid I can't shoot that one down.
It's so funny.
Well, the more responsibility you get, the more life you live, the more
experience
you get, the more you realize that there are things to be protected, and you realize the older you get and the more responsible you get, the more conservative you get, which by definition, because you're trying to conserve what you have.
Well, you start realizing it's a bunch of BS and it doesn't work. How enlightened were we at 20 to 25?
Oh, we thought we were really enlightened.
And then 30 to 35, we didn't go to school. And like, holy
was it teen years? You're like, I know everything. And then when you're 20s, like, wow, that's the funny. I know everything now.
Yeah.
And then in your 30s, you're like,
I'm just
beginning to learn. And then in your 40s, you're like, wow, I really know nothing.
Yep.
It goes backwards.
My dad was smarter than
I used to say it, a shorter version of that. The older I get, the dumber I get.
Yep.
The smarter my dad gets, the older I get.
No, the older you get, the more you realize how dumb you already were.
Right.
So, Mike, what else is that? What you brought for us?
I think so.
No, you have yours, Mike.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
It's your Stormy Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
All right. Stormy Daniels' lawyer denies payment with hush money in Trump trial.
Did he know what trial he was testifying for?
I don't know.
He's saying it wasn't hush money, right?
I don't know.
Well, no,
this is one I have absolutely nothing to say about because I've not been following this.
So Stormy Daniels is the one who said it's not hush money.
So the lawyer's saying she was wrong.
No, she's saying that it was hush money.
Yeah. So he just
because that's what he's being prosecuted over is that it was hush money.
Yeah, I know that.
So she came out and said no, it's not.
So we don't have a victim.
So there's no case.
Right. Well, I mean, isn't that like the entire Trump prosecution on every case? Is there was no case?
Honestly, I think that's why the video we played where Trump numbers are going up, because everybody knows Joe Biden and his administration are behind all of it. The Georgia case, the New York case, all of it. He's there. They're collaborating on that. They just, even though they see evidence, they just believe you say, who's it was that said, say a lie loud. I think it was Joseph Goebbels.
It was say a lie loud, long enough,
loud enough, people will start to believe it. And that's what they think. But some of us are a little smarter than that.
Also, it's concerning. It's concerning because it's one presidential candidate utilizing the justice system for his campaign.
Well, you know who else did that? Hitler,
and Stalin,
and Mao.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe joins a very interesting club just by saying that. Everybody blamed Donald Trump for doing that. He never did. Could he have? Maybe. But Joe's
projection.
Joe Biden joined that.
Well, it's one of the things like I look at you and look at what I assume about what I would do. So if I assume the worst about you, it's because I'm thinking, that's what I would do. That's what I so that must be what
I
you're
have
doing.
to. I have to correct something you said, Tom.
Uh-oh.
He always waits for these moments.
Yeah.
So
you're not even looking at him. You're just looking over at me like a camera.
You said that Joe Biden was behind it, and I disagree with that. And the reason why is Joe's just the face of it. There's somebody else behind all this.
Oh, so you're saying Joe is not
puppet?
Coherent.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not coherent. I agree with that.
He's just the face of it because there's no one else to be the face until they bring in Gavin to replace him.
So if I can correct you on my correction, he is behind it then.
No, he's in front of it. He's the face of it.
Like out of it.
Well, okay, fair enough. That's not what you meant when you said it. But...
Good retcon.
I'll take a win wherever I get it.
We'll see.
All right.
Larry, where are you, Larry? Larry, come and give us some. I think we chased Larry off.
We did.
But we got a great show coming up. Scott Garcia is going to be coming on, and he's got a friend, Marshall.
Yep.
And they're going to be starting their show
Tuesday.
This
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So this Tuesday.
4:00. So you want to join in because they're going to be having some great conversation.
It's fun because I think we're going to call the show United Opposition.
I know that. And explain why.
Yes, because he and I started a podcast a few years ago. I was a pastor and he was an atheist, and a pastor and an atheist, and someone on the left, someone on the right coming together and talking about stuff. I'm really happy to say that he's no longer an atheist, that he has found belief, but we still are on polar opposite sides politically and a lot of ideological stuff. But we want to show everybody how you can come together when you don't view the other side as the enemy. You can come together and actually talk and discuss things. And so I like that.
That's actually really cool.
I came up with that. I thought I came up with the term United Opposition, and then I looked it up, said, does that belong to anything? Yeah, there was a sect of the Communist Party in the early 1900s called United Opposition. I'm like, dang it.
Wow.
So now I'm naming our podcast after a communist
party.
You're
gonna have to retcon that term too.
We'll have to retcon that term. So yeah.
Well, I think Russell Brand this week got baptized.
Yep.
And I know everybody keeps asking me about it. I go, well, I think time plays itself out.
Yes.
Let's watch that. Scott, you brought us an article, and I think you need to share this.
So I brought I saw this. This is just a post from my thread, but it's talking about Instagram announced yesterday that the follower is dead. It's not really what they announced, but what they did announce was that they're changing the algorithm to more match TikTok. Basically, that's not what they said, but that's basically what's happening. Is that it's no longer instead of your stuff going to all your followers first, it's now going to, when you post something, it's going to go to people who've never seen you before to try to get traction with them. And they're trying to pitch it as a positive, like people who've never seen you before are gonna now see your work and it goes out there. But basically, what happens is that everything that you did to build all your followers, TikTok isn't about followers, it's about the video, it's about the content. I was looking up how do people make money on TikTok, and it's not about making content that you are doing, it's about making commercials, it's making content for others.
Yeah.
The whole way to make money on TikTok is you get sponsors for each video and then you make a video about their stuff. And so basically TikTok is just people making ads for other people, and that's how they're making money. And it's based on just the random what is interesting and no longer who you're following. So you have content creators are being encouraged instead of creating content that's you, and then people who believe in what you believe are following you. The way that you get found now in the algorithm, you just have to make entertaining content that's going to match what the random people are looking for, and people are going to like that video, but they may not follow you. And so followers are.
Isn't it interesting the timing on this too, though?
TikTok's
right?
Getting ready to get kicked to
the
curb.
Yeah, so it's YouTube Shorts is trying to do TikTok, Instagram's trying to do TikTok, everybody's trying to do that because it's the popular medium, but that particular medium is driving its entertainment more than anything else, but it's also more random entertainment. You go on there to see what thing TikTok is going to feed you, what new entertainment you're going to feed you. And when you watch it, that's cool. You go on to the next one, but people are being followed less. And so you're trying to build a brand or even trying to make content that is you, and people finding you because they like your content is now something that's going away.
And we don't think somebody's behind us.
Yeah. It's just tough because as a content creator, and I like to follow people, and I like to follow creators because I like what they make. The system's discouraging that type of content creation.
Yes. And that's called creative knowledge.
Yeah.
Hey Tom, quick comment for you.
What happened here?
Did you know that on the iPhone there's a do not disturb function?
There is. I thought I had it pushed too.
Or just, the little button on the side that you click and it's just
Silent.
That happened to be my doctor reminding me I have a blood test.
That's right. You were around when they used tin cans as phones, right? So
we did, and they worked too.
No,
Yeah, you don't know how well
Carrier
those
pigeons.
things work. Our parents don't know how well those things
Did you ever
work.
ride for the Pony Express?
No, I did not. No, I did not. But I'd love to.
I bet you would.
I would love to ride for the Pony Express.
What's gonna be funny is when people start making these jokes about Mike, and it's really gonna be soon.
Hey,
It's gonna be really soon.
Hey, Scott, you're older than me, so
I know,
I'm
but I
gonna
don't
be
make these jokes.
I'm gonna be there, Scott.
Yeah, we're gonna be there to watch it. Yeah, was it?
you're gonna be there to watch it with your cane, Tom.
Yeah. Well,
Your walker.
so you know what the Bible says about that?
Huh.
Mike?
Respect your elders.
Well, besides that, old age and gray hair comes with wisdom.
And it's a crown too.
Mm.
Well, so take that, young Mike Harvey. You're still learning.
The kind
In
of
God's economy, you're still a
like the
kid.
kind of crowns that Joe Biden uses.
Mike, so in your God's economy, you're in kindergarten. Maybe he's a TKer.
Yeah.
TK.
By the way, we were saying crowns, not crayons.
Oh.
Hey, hope you liked the show today, Mike. Why don't you give a shout out to your friends?
Oh yeah. Hey, not an official sponsor yet, but shout out to good friends of mine over at Blockworks. Thank you for this. We had a great time together this week, and appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless.
See you guys. And